Welcome to LifePoint TV. I'm Pastor Del Phillips, your host for LifePoint, your path to real life. Well, I want you to join us as we continue our study in Matthew chapter 6. Find verse 10, and I want to review that quickly with you today. Matthew chapter 6, verse 10. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as, underline that, as it is in heaven. I want to put our focus and attention on the latter part of that verse, as it is in heaven. This series that we've titled The Divine Order of Life, we are learning that God, as the life giver, not only gives us life, but he gives us the pattern and the design to instruct us, to teach us how to make life work. And if life is not working, then we need to seek those instructions. We need to understand God's rule. That's number one. Thy kingdom come. God's rule, thy will be done. Our pursuit of God's will in our life, those things will remove us from chaos and bring us into order. So God's desire is for us not to be subject to chaos. We talked about that in the last teaching, not to be subject or to be victimized by chaos, but to allow his divine order to be established in our life. And the only way his order is established is by establishing his rule in our pursuit of his will. God's rule, God's will brings us into order as it is in heaven. That's the template. Heaven represents the ideal. Heaven represents the example. We need an example to pattern our life by. We need an example to use as a pattern, as a design to construct our life here in this world. When Jesus is speaking, he's talking about bringing this order into the earth. The earth that we're talking about begins with us. We are the earthen vessel that Jesus is giving instruction in order to establish God's kingdom, God's will in us, in our earthen vessel. This is important because heaven is our reference point. The world that we live in right now wants to advertise, wants to uh, make popular for you and I to chase after its image, to chase after its likeness, to fashion ourselves and to even govern ourselves according to the world model. But I'm here to tell you, Jesus says our model, our pattern, our template, our example is in heaven. Listen to me. Uh, we need something that is higher and greater than the world that we live in. Let me make sure you understand this. Jesus says, I'm giving you an ideal that is the primary. Don't settle for the secondary. I'm giving you an ideal that is greater. Don't settle for the lesser. I'm giving you an ideal that is higher. Don't be comfortable with what's lower. The world wants to give us the secondary, the lesser, the lower. The world says pattern our life after what we see in this arena. But Jesus says not so. As in earth, as in heaven. In earth, look to heaven for your example. I'm going to pass that on to you who are watching, viewing, listening today. We need to find our example, our pattern, our illustration, our template for life. We should not settle for the abstract images that are given to us in this realm, in this world. Jesus says, pattern your life according to what's in heaven, in earth, as it is in heaven. This is Pastor Del Phillips encouraging you to stay on the path that leads to real life.